Welcome to online worship at First Presbyterian Church in Conrad, Montana. I'm glad you're able to join us over the web for worship today, though I'm looking forward to a time when we can gather again in person in worship. I have just a few instructions as we start. If you've been through this before, you know well how to go through this online worship sequence, and it will be much like before. I'd invite you to consider selecting a different leader for the parts marked 1 in the bulletin. You'll need to pause at the different points in the bulletin where there is liturgy to do that as I'll continue to move forward. I don't know how long it'll take you to complete those sections, so I leave it for you to pause the video. But I'll provide fewer instructions this time so as not to disrupt the flow. Many of you have been through this before, so you know when to pause, and others I would invite to watch the bulletin and see where there is a section where you will need to pause. So I would invite you to prepare for worship by praying the prayer for preparation for worship as printed in your bulletin. And again, I'd like to welcome you to worship at First Presbyterian Church in Conrad, Montana online. And I have just a few announcements to give you as the number of cases in Montana of COVID-19 has increased, and our governor has asked that we continue to stay in our homes for a longer period of time. We are not going to have in-person worship at least through April 10th. I suspect that may even be extended beyond that time, but at this point we've made a decision along with the governor's declaration for public schools that we will only have online worship through April 10th. We will continue to worship online, however, during that time, and I invite you to look forward to the newsletter, which will come out soon. But if you do have articles due for the newsletter, I'd invite you to submit those very soon so we can get that completed and out of the office. I would invite you as well to continue your giving where you are able, and you can provide your offering through the mail slot at the church by delivering it to the office itself, by sending it through the mail, or I understand for some local banks to do that online through your bank. I understand Stockman allows that as well. So I'd invite you to do that. I would invite you also to let us know as you have needs arise. If you do come down with COVID-19, we'd like to support you as you battle that infection. Please let the church know as you have needs, or if there are people who can't access the online worship and would like to find another way of doing that. Also, if you would be willing to provide help, that may include delivering meals or providing support to our local medical center or other things, please let the office know if you would be willing to be called as needs arise. As we continue our worship, let us worship God and start with our call to worship.